Full disclosure, you're going to fail for years at this thing and get nowhere, but just keep at it, maybe, possibly. Okay, probably not, but you should try anyway. I mean, we are writers, so we should be used to hearing that little tidbit of advice. Hi, I'm Lula, welcome to my channel. Before we start, do me a favor, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. You know, YouTubers have to say all that like and subscribe stuff or else people literally won't realize they're allowed to like and subscribe. But I promise you really are allowed to like and subscribe whether I tell you to or not. Please like and subscribe. I've been on YouTube for 1.5 years now, and while that's not very long, I've learned a fair few things over the last 18 months, so if you're a writer or some other creative wondering if YouTube is worth your time, well, that's gonna depend. I thought it might be beneficial to tell you about my experience so far and the results, or lack thereof. So the first thing I'll say for anyone who's considering starting a YouTube channel: you're not going to do well for a really long time. I'm sure some exceptions can be cited, but don't count on being an exception. I've gained 242 followers as of this recording, which in YouTube terms is basically nothing. A channel is considered small until it hits like 100,000. Just for perspective there. And when you're running a channel that's all about writing and literature, don't ever expect to be anything other than a small channel. But I hear you protest, what about Abby Emmons' channel, or Alyssa Matesic, if that's how you pronounce her name? Yes, there are large writing channels out there, sure. But remember that whole thing I said about exceptions? Those ladies and other booktubers like them are the exceptions I was talking about. It's quite rare that the algorithm will show you the many channels out there who've been floundering for years despite all the hard work they've put into their content. You only really see the cream of the crop unless you go spelunking into the recesses of YouTube. That's not to say I don't have a video or two that have done well for my channel size, but what you've got to know about that: never get excited about a video that takes off. That does not mean your next video is going to get a lot of views or interactions. Sometimes you'll post something that gets thousands of views, hundreds of likes and comments, and then your next dozen or so videos will get 4 views, 0 comments, not a single like. A few people unsubscribe. That's just how the game works. You'll try to cater your next video to be similar to a popular one, and then no one will care. And other times you'll scrape the bottom of the barrel, slap up a half-assed video just to put something out there, and people go nuts for it. Like, really? That's what you guys like? You just never know what's gonna speak to people. Keep in mind too that getting a lot of likes usually comes with a fair amount of dislikes as well. People don't agree with your take, so they downvote. But having hundreds of likes and a few dozen dislikes mostly means you had something worthwhile to say. It got a reaction. People had feelings. This also means you'll get a wide variety of comments. I'll get things like total agreement with no further insight, hate comments from people who can't quite articulate their thoughts, polite and thoughtful disagreement, less polite and thoughtful disagreement with excessive punctuation abuse, very kind comments that have nothing to do with the video, someone who I suspect didn't like my opinion, criticisms of my video that are actually really polite and helpful, formal correspondence from boomers, and of course, plenty of angry remarks from those who saw the title of the video, got pissed, but didn't actually watch it, usually evidenced by them demanding that I answer their counterpoint, which I in fact addressed in the video, and they'd know that if they bothered watching it. A lot of the time, you've got to let these comments go. When you're such a small channel, it's tempting to think that you are required to reply to everyone. They took the time to comment, even if it's slightly unhinged, and you want to be cool about it. But when I get a super ranty comment, I just ignore it. If it's someone who disagrees, but they're also like sane and cordial, I'll totally comment back. But once I see all caps and a string of exclamation points, I don't even read it. And if you're scared to start a channel because the kinds of mean troll comments I told you about, don't be. This is coming from someone who does not like confrontation. These comments, while sometimes slightly baffling to read, are the minority of comments, and they don't mean anything. And the commenters themselves, they're not real people. I mean, yes, behind the faceless avatar and username is a real person with way too much time on their hands and who are apparently constantly offended by petty things. But internet people aren't up in your face. They're just a tiny circle on your screen. You can ignore them. Honestly, I find mean comments far less disheartening than no comments. My next piece of advice for starting out on YouTube: spend little to nothing on this. You're not gonna make money for a long time if ever you do. So here's what I use, and all of it it, except for my lapel mic, were things that I already owned or could download for free. I didn't need to buy a fancy camera, for instance. My smartphone, despite being pretty low end, is a fancy camera in itself. Fancier than the most expensive cameras you could buy when I was young anyway. And to encourage anyone considering YouTube but might be a little on the shy side, it's not as scary as you think. I'll hear all this fretting from people who say they could never do well on YouTube because they're not attractive enough, or they want to protect their privacy, or they don't have good stage presence, or they're too introverted. Come on. The biggest YouTubers look like regular run-of-the-mill people, and that's what people want from YouTube. Regular people, not unattainable, aloof Hollywood starlets. As far as privacy, you don't have to give out your real name or show your face at all. Some people even go so far as to digitally modulate their voice. Those are viable options. And stage presence, or whatever you call the video version of that, you develop that as you go, just like you develop any other skill. And whether you're introverted or extroverted is totally irrelevant for YouTube. I actually prefer talking in front of a crowd. I'm not an extrovert, but I'm not an introvert either. I think I'm what they call an ambivert, which means being whatever kind of vert the situation requires. Being in front of a camera, however, is a totally different experience, for better or worse. And in my first dozen or so videos, I sounded really robotic because, I mean, heck, I'm talking to a machine, and that's what I sounded like I was talking to. But I got over it. You might be the opposite. You're scared of YouTube because you're terrified of talking in front of a crowd. But seriously, don't let that hold you back. You're just talking at a camera. If you screw up, you can do another take. Hi, welcome to my channel, and okay, take two, and with more confidence. Well, hello. Oh, nope, try that again. Trust me, the audience aspect of YouTube feels very detached from the experience of filming. It's just you chilling in your living room or wherever the best lighting in your house happens to be. The audience sees it way later, after you've edited and polished, and by then you don't have to worry about it. What's done is done. Basically, when questioning whether starting a YouTube channel is worth it, it comes down to one simple factor. Would you enjoy creating videos no matter what the response, if any, will be? Then I say go for it. Do it! I started this channel mostly because I was already writing blog posts just to get my thoughts on various literary topics on a paper, but it's not 2008 and nobody reads blogs anymore, so what was I to do with all these big thoughts stewing in my tiny mind? I was gonna write them down anyway. It was just a matter of what to do with them afterward. Well, I figured film the blogs, slap them up on YouTube, see what happens. So far, not much. Not much has happened. And even if one day I get a half-decent following, it won't be for a very long time, like years and years and years and years. I might be a grandma by then, not even exaggerating. And every YouTuber reports the same thing. It takes a long time before you can expect any amount of traction. And that's if you're posting consistently. You have to actually like doing this no matter how much or little results you see. Otherwise, it's really not worth it. Same goes for writing. If you're doing it because you want to be rich and famous, well, writing is the worst way to accomplish that goal. It really is. Your odds of becoming wealthy are better if you go buy scratchers at the gas station. But if you want to write because you love writing, well, there you go. It's 1,000,000,000% worthwhile no matter how little money you make doing it. All creative endeavors, writing, painting, acting, music, sports, or even making YouTube videos usually yield a little financial success for the vast majority of those who pursue them. So do it because you're gonna do it anyway. Maybe you'll take off, maybe you won't, but damn, what a ride it'll be along the way. But that's just this YouTuber's limited experience. Are any of you out there also running booktube channels? What has your experience been? Drop your comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell for more content like this in the future, and I'll see you in the next video.